Hello traders, this is Blake Morrow with ForexAnalytix, and you're listening to the week ahead video for Sunday, July 2nd, 2017. And I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I know for many of you it's a long weekend, and for some of you it's going to be even a longer weekend, because here in the United States we are celebrating the 4th of July, Independence Day holiday, which is going to be on Tuesday. So a lot of traders have taken Monday off, and that's just kind of the way it is. But that doesn't mean it's not going to be a busy week this week, and there's a lot going on. So before I get into that, I just got to say, make sure you try ForexAnalytix. It is $1, less than like a third of a cup of coffee, to try it out for 10 days. Okay, try out ForexAnalytix, see if you like it, because what you're going to end up getting is analysis that looks like this, and you can download it all on or download the mobile application off the Apple Store or the Android Play Store, and then you can have all of this as we push out analysis. As you get updates, it can all be mobile, so there's a lot of good stuff. So make sure you do that. Okay, now that I got that out of the way, so let's talk about this next week. It's going to be a busy week. We've got non-farm payroll on Friday, July 7th. So even though it's a shortened week for a lot of traders, it's still a very busy week. There's going to be data such as on Sunday night, there's manufacturing PMIs out of China. On Monday, the day in between the weekend and the US holiday, the RBA has their rate decision. We also have Australian retail sales Monday night or Tuesday morning in Australia. And even during the day on Monday, we have ISM manufacturing PMI in the US. Tuesday, even though it is a US holiday, we have out of the UK construction PMI. And actually, this whole week coming up, there's a lot of PMI numbers coming out of the UK. Like on Wednesday, there's services PMI. On Friday, there's going to be some manufacturing data coming out early that morning. So that's happening. Then on Wednesday, also, aside from the UK services PMI, we also have the FOMC meeting minutes, which could be a market mover, because if we start to we start to feel that the Fed might be close to ending their rate hike cycle here this year, then the dollar, which has already been under pressure, could come under more pressure. But I don't think that's going to be the case, but it's something to keep in mind. We have Australian trade balance on Wednesday night or Thursday morning in Australia. Thursday, we have ADP non-farm. Now, the private sector jobs report that comes out usually on Wednesday is going to be on Thursday because of the holiday week. So keep that in mind for those of you trading dollars. We have also the services PMI that comes out that day as well. And then Friday, we have Canadian employment, US employment, and the Fed monetary policy report that morning. So that's going to be ahead of the Humphrey Hawkins testimony that will be next week or the following week by Janet Yellen. Okay, so chock full of data next week, a lot of stuff happening. So I just want to make sure that we're all clear on that. Now, before I've got so much to talk about, and so I have to do this quickly because I don't want to keep you here forever listening to this video before the market opens. So let's talk about the euro dollar. The euro dollar, what a bullish move. I mean, we have had an unparalleled bullish move here since the French elections, and the euro dollar is pushing right up against resistance. It's channel resistance, and a lot of people feel that the euro dollar is going to break out. And frankly, I have to admit, I'm in that camp. I just don't know if we're going to do it just yet. If you look at the daily euro dollar, we are at a very overbought situation with RSI. It's divergent. We've been moving up quite aggressively, and we're coming right into channel resistance. So there's a lot of confluence up here, and like the sentiment index is way overdone. So we might be finished with this squeeze in the euro near term, but I do believe that dips are going to be bought. I don't think the dollar, I've been sitting here trying to rack my brain and figure out, okay, well, why would the dollar reverse? Why would it go higher? There's not a lot to support that argument. If you've been listening to these videos, you go back and listen for the last few weeks, maybe even a couple months of these week ahead videos. You're going to hear me talking about the dollar weakness. I've not been comfortable being long the dollar since the inauguration, since Donald Trump has been inaugurated. I didn't think his policies, I didn't think he was going to be able to cross party lines too well. I didn't think he was going to be able to get things done. I thought the dollar was going to sell off as a result of, the Fed's already tightening. Other central banks are going to start to tighten, and we're in a global rate rising environment, and you can see that in bonds. And so this is the only thing. If I had to say what could support the dollar near term, I have to take you over to the treasuries. Okay, this is the bond market, and this is the 10-year. Now you can look at the 30-year as well, and realize that that we're seeing some flattening of the yield curve as well. But look at the weekly chart in the bond market. Bonds are selling off. We're resuming this downtrend that had really started, as we've topped in this longer term kind of reversal, 25, 30 years of bond market rally. We're actually starting to see that really reverse, and the bond market looks like we're going to continue lower. So if there's anything that's going to support the dollar, maybe it's because yields are rallying. I don't know, because then I go over to the dollar yen, and the dollar yen which is going to be most sensitive to yields, it is very well supported. And you look at the dollar yen, I mean, we're close to breaking out here, and all these other yen pairs are very strong as well. You have the euro yen, euro yen, the pound yen, the Aussie yen, the New Zealand yen, the Canadian yen. Dollar yen has been really strong, and we've been knocking our head up against resistance, but it looks like it could break out. And in a yield rising environment, the yen is probably going to continue to get punished, because now we're going back into that carry trade that you might have remembered back in the early and mid 2000s, where Japan, the BOJ, kept their rates unchanged, and basically at ZERP, and everybody else had higher rates. We might be going back into that environment as globally central banks start to tighten. So the carry trade might come back into play, which means that the yen may be longer term weak against other currencies. So I don't know if I'm in the camp of buying. Like, you look at the euro yen, I don't know if I necessarily want to buy the euro yen right now after this big of a move. But I think, this RSI is way overbought. I think on dips down to 126, maybe 125, that might be an area to be long, currencies like the euro yen or the pound yen. And if you look at the pound yen, I'll take you over to that one too. The pound yen, I mean, look how bullish this is. I mean, we've just broken a big trend line. Here's this is the weekly. That's the pound dollar. That one was put up incorrectly. Here's the daily. The pound dollar, I mean, this is breaking out. Okay, or pound yen's breaking out. Here, I'll take you over here to the pound yen, and I'll just show you exactly what the weekly chart looks like. I mean, this is the weekly chart of the pound yen. I mean, we're breaking out this triangle. That's bullish. And like I said, I don't know if I want to buy it right at this moment in time, but I think you got to buy dips. So again, bond yields are rallying in a rate rising environment. The yen's probably going to be weak, and one of the other things that you might want to pay attention to is some of these emerging market currencies. And I'm going to take you over to the US dollar, Mexican peso, wherever it may be. Oh, there it is. Okay, here's the US dollar, Mexican peso. Here is the daily chart. We just came out of a descending wedge, and matter of fact, if you use ForexAnalytix, a pattern in play has been posted for the US dollar, Mexican peso. That's because we've come out of this descending wedge. And also, if you look at the weekly chart, we had a false breakdown over here, and now we look to be moving higher. As rates go higher, you're going to have weak weak emerging market currencies more than likely, a weak yen more than likely, and then also equity markets globally could come under pressure. And that, for the last thing I want to talk to you guys about, is I want to take you over like the S&P, and I'm going to show you the DAX. So here's the S&P, and the S&P is really, you know, it's at channel resistance, and this is a long-term channel too. Here, I'll take you over to the price chart here, just so you can see, you know, longer term. That's channel resistance. Relative strength is rolling over. It's divergent. You know, if you look at the NASDAQ also doesn't look very good. I mean, the NASDAQ, you know, the high beta names in the NASDAQ, the FANGs of the world, those will probably continue to get hit as well. And here's the NASDAQ, you're not looking too hot either after hitting 127% extension on a monthly basis. All right. This is post.com bubble. You know, we're up at 127% extension. So stocks may start to show some weakness, and you can see it in the S&P. You could definitely see it in the DAX. I have to point out the DAX here, which we have a pattern in play also, working for the DAX as we came out of this ascending wedge. But it also posted a false breakout. And look at the weekly chart. This is a big breakout above 12,400. We closed below it, and that's not good for European stocks. So you've got European stocks, you got US stocks. Take a look at Asia. Asia's holding up now, but I don't know, maybe the Nikkei might come under pressure too. Who knows? But these are things that I think you guys as traders should be paying attention to from a longer term perspective. But overall, the dollar has been sold, and I'm going to take you, last but not least, I'm going to take you over to the dollar index. The dollar index has been, you know, it's been sold pretty aggressively, and you know, we're just past the election night spike lows. This is from the election night, but you know, we're also pretty oversold with relative strength. We might bounce here, and again, I'm trying to build an argument on why the dollar will bounce. And the only thing I could really think about is, well, maybe because bonds are selling off, yields are going up, and that will maybe support the dollar near term. But I think longer term, the dollar looks broken. And if you look at the weekly chart, the dollar doesn't look good. And I think it's going to get sold on rallies. I don't like selling when it's down. I'd rather sell spikes if I still think the dollar index is going to go lower. So again, I might not be shorting the dollar right now, but if we get a substantial rally in the dollar, maybe over the next couple of weeks, that might provide a better opportunity to sell dollars at higher prices. At least I'm crossing my finger and hoping so. So ladies and gentlemen, please do me a favor, and please do us a favor as ForexAnalytix. You're watching us on YouTube, click the subscribe button, and also click that little thumb that says that you like it. I want to know that you guys like this video. So therefore, I'll continue to do more for you. So thanks again for listening in. I hope you guys have a great trading week. My name is Blake Morrow. You're listening to the ForexAnalytix week ahead video. Thank you very much. Have a great trading week, and have a safe holiday if you're celebrating the 4th of July holiday.